It has been windy all day in Philadelphia. Very brisk, but you couldn't ask for more for a football game because the Philadelphia Eagles are once again in prime time. They are back home to take on the Detroit Lions. Welcome to Bird's Nest Media's live coverage of this Sunday night football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. I'm Matthew. Thank you so much for joining us. This game is a game that could have playoff implications. Both of these teams are really, really strong right now. The Eagles obviously sit atop the NFC East for the time being. They are in the driver's seat of that race, pending, of course, tomorrow evening's matchup. But the Philadelphia Eagles are very much in control of their own destiny. The Detroit Lions, not so much. The Detroit Lions are right now, with a loss, going to fall to second place in the NFC North when you take a look at things, because the Chicago Bears, who the Eagles will play later on this season, are currently sitting atop the NFC North right now. So this is going to be a really interesting game for all parties involved. And obviously, if the Eagles and the Lions do both make the playoffs, this could be a matchup that the Eagles see again in the postseason. So it's always going to be very interesting to see both of these two teams in action. Definitely the Lions have turned things around quite a bit over the course of the last couple of years. Now, when we do look at everything, though, one of the biggest things to point out is the sheer report, the injury report. The dichotomy between these teams, when you take a look at the injuries, is substantial. So here's the inactive list for the Philadelphia Eagles. So quarterback Sam Howell is the emergency third quarterback. Cornerback Mac McWilliams, A.J. Dillon, running back, centering guard Drew Kendall, and defensive tackle Ty Robinson. Now, what does that tell you? First, it tells you that the Eagles are going to have every starter available to them. Notably, this game will see the return, most likely, of Cam Jurgens, who had been very present over the course of practice this week. He had been dealing with injury for the last little while, but Cam Jurgens is back and ready to go. He was on the injury report early in this week, but he was not listed with day status, which means that the Eagles expect him to be able to contribute. In fact, the only player at the end of the week that the Eagles had on the injury report was Willie Lampkin, who was dealing with a knee and ankle injury, and even he didn't make the inactive list, so he should be available. Meanwhile, the Lions injury report is way too long to go into right now, but it does include a few key names. Notably, Terrion Arnold, Kirby Joseph, Sam Laporta, and Joshua Pascal. Now, the Lions inactives list is cornerback Terrion Arnold, defensive lineman Quinton Jefferson, I apologize. Kirby Joseph, wide receiver Tom Kennedy, running back Craig Reynolds, and defensive lineman Kai Wingo. Laporta was placed on injured reserve over the weekend as well, so Sam Laporta, notable contributor for the Lions, will not be available to the Lions for this game. So that's one of the things that's going to factor into all this, is how good are the Lions when they're so banged up. We saw them very banged up towards the end of last season, where the Lions were dealing with a lot of players on the injury list, and this was something that, injury like anybody, we don't celebrate injuries here, but it definitely has an impact when you're relying on a player sustains an injury, and I mean, this is something that could impact the Lions and how they game plan in Philadelphia. So this is going to be a really interesting game, a really interesting matchup for these teams. The Lions are fourth in the league in terms of man A.J. Brown. Now, we're not going into the saga of A.J. Brown. That is not, and all of A.J. Brown's comments and everything are completely irrelevant. I don't, nobody has the power really to be able to grasp what goes on inside of a football player's mind. That sometimes we have difficulty getting inside our own head. So what good is to try to get inside the head of somebody else? So I have been paying very, very little attention to the A.J. Brown commentary. If the commentary starts to result in negative on-field performance, maybe that becomes a different question. But for now, I would say that, whatever A.J. Brown says, it doesn't seem to have any bearing on the fact that he wants to contribute to this team and he wants to win. And right now, he's helping that. He's helping the Philadelphia Eagles try to win. As always, I love engaging with you over the course of this game, so feel free to drop a like, drop a comment, feel free to subscribe if this is your jam. We try to give you exciting, engaging content every week, and I hope that you join us. To just run through a couple of things here. So, we're running through the games earlier today. I'll put those highlights for you in case you missed any of them. So the Dolphins defeated the Washington Commanders in Madrid this morning. The Dolphins got their fourth win of the season, 16-13 final score there. So the Commanders are right now not looking so great in terms of standings here. We also have the in the 1 o'clock slot, we have the Carolina Panthers defeat their division rival Atlanta Falcons 30-27. Panthers rise to 6-4 on the season. The Falcons fall to 3-7. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was a 44-32 final score. So the Bills get their 7th win of the season. They rise to 7-3. The Buccaneers fall to 6-4. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeated, upset really, the Los Angeles Chargers, and it wasn't even a contest. Final score in that game was 35-6, and the sixth was 2 field goals. So the Jaguars had the Chargers number in this game. Jaguars rise to 6-4. Chargers fall to 7-4. The Chicago Bears upset the Minnesota Vikings 19-17 is the final score, or upset in terms of team reputations. Probably not so much in terms of record. The Chicago Bears are 7-3 on the season with this win. The Vikings, meanwhile, are 4-6. Moving on, the Green Bay Packers took on and defeated the New York Giants, who are fresh off of firing Brian Dable. The Green Bay Packers defeated 27-20. The Packers rise 6-3-1 on the season. The Giants fall to 2-9. So, but this game was actually a much closer game, and in fact, the Giants were winning for a little bit there. So, definitely of interest. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 34-12. The Steelers rise to 6-4 on the season. The Bengals fall to 3-7. The Houston Texans defeated their division rival Tennessee Titans. The Texans, who defeated them 16-13. The Texans are 500 on the season. They're 5-5. The Titans are 1-9 on the season. The San Francisco 49ers defeated the Arizona Cardinals 41-22 is the final score in that. The 49ers rise to 7-4. This game featured the return of 49ers quarterback and used to be a bit irrelevant, but the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, 7-4 is the record now compared to the Arizona Cardinals 3-7. 41-22 final score on that game. The Los Angeles Rams defeated the Seattle Seahawks. 21-19 was the final score in that game. The Rams rise to 8-2. The Seahawks fall to 7-3. That game actually was relatively Ravens defeated the Browns 23-16. The Ravens are also at 500. The Browns fall to 2-8. And then this was an upset. So the Denver Broncos, the 9-2 Denver Broncos, they were going into this game 8-2. They defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 22-19. A walk-off field goal. So that was huge for the Denver Broncos. 22-19. Interestingly enough, the Chiefs, who are 5-5 on the season, have lost all 5 of the games within one score. So the Chiefs were 10-0 last season when the score was within one score. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are 0-5 in similar games. So definitely something of interest. And it's quite windy out in Philadelphia. We're waiting on the official kickoff temperatures, but I can tell you it was windy all day. It was in the 50s while the sun was out, which was good, but now it's definitely starting to drop into chillier temperatures. So with all that having been said, let's actually take a quick look at the league-wide standings here. So we'll flip down to the NFC standings here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip those up here. So, again, Philadelphia Eagles right now are in the driver's seat of the NFC East. There are no other teams in the NFC East that have more than 3 wins right now. So, this is one area for Dallas where that tie is not helping. The Cowboys 3-5-1, Washington Commanders 3-0, and the New York Giants are 2-9-0. So, definitely some interesting numbers there. In the NFC North, so you see here, so the Eagles are at that 7-2 spot. Falling down to the NFC North, the Detroit Lions win today. They would, win today, they actually still would be in second place, but they would be locked in because of the tiebreaker. Because the Lions have a slightly worse conference record than the Chicago Bears do. But that's mostly because the Chicago Bears have not played the same number of games as the Detroit Lions within conference. The Bears have played 7 games within conference. The Lions have played, the end of tonight, will have played 6 games. So, if the Lions do lose tonight, it won't matter what the tiebreaker is. The Lions will be in second place in the division. And actually fall to third place in the division if the Green Bay Packers. Dolph, thanks. Always a pleasure. Go Birds. Yes, the Lions could fall as low as third place tonight in the NFC North. So, again, we're still a little bit ways out from actually taking a deep dive into playoff scenarios, but this is always interest here. And then we can flip over to conference view here. So right now, going into this game, the Eagles are second seed in the NFC. That's strictly because the Eagles have not played the same number of games as the Rams. So we'll see how that pans out. Field. So we are just a couple minutes away from the opening kickoff to this game. So definitely let me know your thoughts over the course of the game. I'd love to hear from you, and love to hear what your thoughts are as things are going. We're doing the light up the link kind of promotion there. So. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to to a game or to the game this week. Um, this game is a game that the Eagles definitely, in my opinion, are going to have to play their hearts out, especially on offense. We can't have a situation like last week where the Philadelphia Eagles only put up 10 points. The Lions are really going to challenge us in that regard. Yes, defensively, they're missing a lot of their key starters, and they did lose Sam Laporta. They are still a team that can absolutely threaten you. And this is definitely a situation where I would expect to be challenged, or to be a challenge. Um, Obviously, we will see how things pan out. Are there any early games that shocked you or surprised you? I'd love to hear from you in that regard too. Any interesting results in the day games today? We're on a commercial break right now. They're getting set up. They're going to do the national anthem. They'll do the coin toss. We are just about a minute away from the opening kickoff. Thereabouts. And if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. So, yeah, we're just kind of hanging out here. We're just kind of waiting right now. Yes, I do. Yeah, the Lions have a lot of. I'm also looking at their players who are on injured reserve. The Lions have a lot of players who are on injured reserve. Again, Laporta just went on injured reserve on Saturday. He had a pretty important stat line in the last couple of seasons. Sam Laporta had 40 catches for 489 yards and 3 touchdowns through the first 9 games of the seasons, and he's one of the best tight ends. So to see him go on IR is a huge loss for the Lions. The preceding couple of seasons, 2023, he had a stat line of, this was his rookie season, 86 catches for 889 yards and 10 touchdowns. And in 2024, he had 60 catches for 726 yards and 7 touchdowns. So, again, pretty big stat line there. They just did the national anthem. We're coming back from the commercial break. And I imagine that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Lions are doing the coin toss now, so they're working through that. Sunday Night Football on NBC is interviewing right now Saquon. So they're talking with Saquon right right now. It feels like temperature, by the way, in Philadelphia with the wind chill pulls it down to about 33 degrees. So it's pretty. It is clear skies tonight in Philadelphia. Temperature, the actual temperature is 45 degrees. 43% humidity, but this is going to be the big factor here in this game. Otherwise, winds are coming out of the northwest at 15 miles an hour. So it's definitely something to watch. Uh, so we shall see what happens there. Obviously, the wind is going to be a big thing. Um, Again, right now the Eagles are at the top of the NFC East. The Lions right now, if the team were to win right now, would have a wild card spot. So they would be the number 6 seed in the NFC in the wild card. So I do want to also just take a moment to do a mad respect for the Detroit Lions because they were the only team that the Eagles faced this year. They were the only team the Eagles faced this year that the Eagles did not, um, or that did not vote against the tush push. They're showing replays of warm-ups right now with Jake Elliott and the Lions kicker, who is Jake Bates, and the wind was taking that football wild. But now Jake Bates is on to kick this away for the Detroit Lions. So again, the Lions won the toss and deferred, I guess. So he kicks it away, and that's going to be fielded in the end zone, and there's a kneel for a touchback. So the Eagles will get to start at their own 30-yard line, and we will see Jalen Hurts come out and see what he can execute for this Philadelphia Eagles offense here on this opening drive. And Cam Jurgens is back in the lineup, which is probably one of the best pieces of news for Eagles fans so far. All right, so Hurts does line them up. Hurts is under center. We take one deep in the back. Devontae Smith is wide out to the near side. A.J. Brown is on the far side. Hurts takes a snap, takes a handoff to Barkley. He's back looking, throwing, looking for Brown, and that is caught by looking for Smith, and that is caught by Devontae Smith down the left sideline. That is a big first, or actually, they're going to call that incomplete. He was looking for first down there, but that was incomplete. So, rare drop by Devontae Smith there. All right, so 2nd and 10. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his left. 2 receivers right. Hurts takes a snap back, looking, throws across the middle to Dallas Goedert. It's in his hands and it drops. And that's not a good look here, guys. First 2 plays, 2 passes, and they're drops. Probably the most hated man in Philadelphia right now is coming on the sideline for the calling plays. We've got a 3rd and 10 situation. Hurts is going to line them up. We've got an empty backfield for Jalen Hurts. Shotgun. 3 receivers right. Hurts. The clock winding down. 49 on the game clock. Hurts takes a snap back, looking, throwing across the middle, and that is that a catch? That is a catch. That is A.J. Brown with the first reception of the game, and that is at the Eagles' 47-yard line. That's a big first down. That's a 12-yard pickup. Yep, that is definitely a catch. All right, so ball's on the Eagles' 47-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. Makes a change. Saquon Barkley up to his left side. We've got 3 receivers right. Goddard lines up on the near side. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking, pressure's coming, Hurts going to take off, and Hurts is going to throw, and that is going to be caught down the sideline. Saquon Barkley, but hold on. We have our first flag of this game. And actually, Saquon's going to drop that. It's really hard to see some of this stuff here, too. And they're going to get the Eagles for offensive holding. They're going to get Lane Johnson for that. So that's going to march the Eagles back 10 yards. So it's going to be first and 20 now from the 37-yard line. The referee for this game is Alex Kidd. Umpires Brandon Ellison, down judge Mike Carr, line judge Rusty Bynes, field judge Sean Petty, side judge Levon Thumb, back judge is Scott Halverson, the replay official is Tim England, and the replay assistant is Julie Johnson. So now Hurts lining up under center. It's first and 20, 13:57 on the game clock. Tank Bixby behind him. Hurts takes a snap. Bixby's going to get across the 4-yard line. Picks up a couple there. You're going to credit him for 4, so he gets up to the 41-yard line. That is going to bring second down and 15 situation. So we're playing second down and 2 sticks. We got a pistol formation now. Hurts is in the gun, and it looks like Tank Bixby is still behind him. Hurts takes the snap. He's back looking, throwing down the right sideline, and way underthrows A.J. Brown. I don't even know what he was looking at there. That ball was at least 3 yards behind him. It's going to bring up third and 15. So not a good look there by Jalen Hurts on that throw. And he was hit as he threw, so that will definitely hurt it. But Hurts isn't done. We've got to get one back. No, we do not. That's Will Shipley in the game. I apologize. Hurts isn't done. He takes the snap. He's back. He's got some time, but he's running out. He's trying to create some opportunities, and he is not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets up and like a yard. Not decision making, guys. On that drive, it's going to stall out. It's going to bring up 4th and 14, and that'll send the punt unit onto the field. I mean, a lot of them are well covered, but Hurts has got to be able to pick up on that much quicker. So Ellison break man on the punt this away. Ball's on the 43s, and man gives it the boot, and it's going to be fielded at the 15, and is going to get run back to about the 11 before he runs up the 14-yard line, and that's going to be where the Lions will take over for their first drive. So with 12:16 left to play in the first quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles came up empty on their first drive, and the Lions have the ball on their own 14. 0 all. Yeah, that was a 6-play drive that netted 8 yards when you factor in the Lane Johnson holding penalty, which, again, not a good look for folks here. This is going to be a game where the Eagles really are going to have to cut down on a lot of the mental mistakes. We also can't be having drops. There were quite a number of drops on this. Now, Jalen Hurts was hit as he threw to A.J. Brown, so you can call that for what you will. That ball was well behind A.J. But you had both Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert, along with Saquon, actually. All those guys were defense will be called on once again here. We're in a commercial break right now, so no one's missing anything. Obviously, let me know what your thoughts are about that first drive in the comments. Love to hear from you. If you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Come back from commercial, 12:16 left to play in the first quarter. The Lions are lining up on their own 13. Got Goff under center. Man in motion. Goff takes a snap. He's back looking, throws, and that's going to be caught around the 20. Gets pushed out of bounds at the 22, and that is Amon-Ra St. Brown as the on the reception. Dory Jackson pushed him out of bounds. So it's going to bring up a second down and 2 for the Lions. They're going to start around 22. Goff is in the gun. We got it back to his right. Man going in motion. Goff takes a snap. He's back looking, and that is going to be caught, and that is going to get up to about the 29-yard line. That is enough for a first down. That is Jahmyr Gibbs on the reception, and that is, again, a Lions first down. Gets up to, they will say he was out of bounds at the 26-yard line, and that was Jalen Phillips, who had a big game last week against the Packers, credited with the stop there. So Goff is in the gun. Back to the first and balls on the 26. Goff takes a snap. Batted at the line and intercepted. And it's Cooper DeJean, who's at the 20, at the 15, at the 11-yard line. Cooper DeJean comes up with a big turnover, and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to get the ball back with very good position, deep in Lions territory in the red zone. It is first and 10 for the Eagles at the Lions' 11-yard line. That ball was tipped, by the way, by Jordan Davis. So, big team effort there. Huge awareness by Cooper DeJean, who was able to pull up and sit and get right in the line of the ball there. They're saying that the pass was intended for Wright. Brock Wright. But we also saw Khalif Raymond, who was probably a little closer. So here we go. First and 10, balls on the Lions 11. Hurts is in the gun. Got it back to his left. Hurts takes the snap. Fakes the hand off the Saquon, throws to A.J. Brown, who's going to get tripped up at the 9. So that's going to be a pickup of 2. It's going to bring a second down and 8. And we're inside of 11 minutes to go here. One of the things I was saying that the Eagles are going to need to do is generate turnovers, and the Eagles are going to need to come out ahead in the turnover game here. And right now they are playing in the turnover department. 10:40, 10:39, 10:38, 10:37, 10:36 left in the quarter. Hurts is in the gun, back behind him. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Saquon. Saquon's going to run to the left side. Maybe a yard on that. They're going to say no gain. It's going to be 38. Ten 10:09, 10:08, 10:07, 10:06, 10:05 left in the first quarter. Hurts is on empty backfield. They have to get down to the 1 for a first down. Hurts with A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing, and is off the hands of A.J. Brown, and that's going to be a 3-and-out following interception, although they're going to send Jake Elliott on to try the field goal. It was a quick throw to A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown, I don't know what he was thinking there. He only got one hand up. the extra or the field goal here. 27-yard field goal attempt. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. With 9:43 left to play in first quarter of this game, the Eagles draw first blood after a big interception by the defense. They're only able to come up with a field goal. It is the Eagles 3, the Lions nothing. Yeah, but very, very bad decisions there. Looking for A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown is 2 for 4 so far in the receiving game. 2 catches, 4 targets for 4 yards. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team. I don't know what's going on with this offense here. But 3 and out deep in line when you get off the interception, the line is celebrating right now. Jalen Hurts right now in the passing game, 2 for 6 for 14 yards. Again, most targeted receiver right now is A.J. Brown, 2 catches on 4 targets. Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert were not. Both only have 1 target apiece. And now we've got Jake Elliott on to kick this away as we come back from commercial. 9:43 left in the first quarter. Elliott gives this the boot, and that's going to get fielded at the 5. Gets brought out to the 10, to the 15, to the up to the 21, and gets hit immediately. That's Raymond on that, and that is where the Lions will pick up. So a little bit better field position than where they started last time. That will be Latu on the stop there. It's a 15-yard return for Khalif Raymond. Lions. And now the Lions will send out their offensive unit. We've got Jared Goff line under center. We've got Jahmyr Gibbs deep in the backfield. Man motion to the far side. Goff takes a snap. It's off to Gibbs, who's going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It will cost the Lions a yard there. Gets back 20 before getting hit, and that is Zach Vaughn on the stop. So it is 2nd and 11 for the Detroit Lions. Yeah, Vaughn was able to trick the gap there and was able to bring Gibbs down rather quickly. So now we've got 2nd and 11. Goff is in the gun. Back to his left. A couple of men have gone in motion. Goff takes a snap. Back looking. Pressure's coming, and Goff's going to get sacked, but hold on because we do have a flag here. So we are going to check on that flag. Pending the flag, it is a sack, and it looks like it's going to go against the Lions. It is an offensive holding penalty. It is going to get the Lions. It's going to be 3rd and 16. That was a 5-yard sack. Credit to Jalen Phillips there on that. 15-yard line. Back to Goff's left. Goff takes the snap. Looking across the middle, and that incomplete. He was looking for Amon Brown, and it was about a yard short before it hit the ground. So, big 3-and-out for the Philadelphia Eagles defense there, as the Lions are going to be forced to punt the ball away on 4th and 16. So the Lions boxes up to punt the ball away. Xavier Jimison is back to receive it. The punt gets away, and it's going to bounce and fall around the 30-yard line. And we'll see where they actually spot it. We do have a flag on this, though, so we're going to obviously check on that flag. This is back a lot closer to the point of the kick. And it's going to be a hold against the Eagles. That's going to go against Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And it's also going to be a hold. Now they're going to, no, sorry, it is not. There's not a second hold there. So, yeah, so it's Jeremiah Trotter Jr. It's going to get enforced at the 30, which was down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 20-yard line with 8:19 left to play in the first quarter. So once again, we have a defense that is carrying this team. All right, let's see if the offense is able to do anything here with this. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 20 when we come back from the commercial. That was a 3-play drive that really cost the Lions about 6 yards. Ball actually bounced a good ways away from the 30. It bounced at least the 35-yard line, and then bounced to the 30, which was where it was down. So, obviously, let me know what your thoughts are over the course of this game. Love to hear from you. And if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. Coming back from the commercial break, we're seeing shots of Boathouse Row along the Schuylkill River. Lining up under center. We got Saquon deep in the backfield. Takes the snap, dumps it off to Saquon. He's going to get across the 20 up to the 30, out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and that is the big Eagles' first down. 8:10, 8:09, 8:08, 8:07 left to play in the first quarter here. It's a big first down for the Philadelphia Eagles there. Definitely needed there, and some really good blocking there too. Devontae Smith farther down. So we got 1st and 10, ball is on the 34. Hurts is under center. We got Saquon deep in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, fakes to Saquon. Hurts back, throwing, and that's going to be caught by Dallas Goedert. He's going to get shut down at about the 41-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3 for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a 7-yard pickup. Pushed out of bounds by Enzo. Anzalone. I apologize. 7, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 7:09 left to play in first quarter of this game. Second and 3, Hurts is on center, takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to pick up about 2 there. It's going to bring up a 3-1 situation. So that is Saquon picking up 2 yards. He was brought down by Lacey. Since it is a 3rd-and-1 situation, you can imagine what the Eagles are going to call here. And they are not lining up for the touch push. 3rd and 1, Hurts is for center. A couple of guys behind him. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Saquon. He's going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage and is going to lose 2 yards. Why not just call the tush push there, guys? We're getting too cute. This is a situation where we're getting too cute. So it's going to bring a 4th and 2. I'm going to say it's a loss of 1. The annoying thing about this is Saquon also ran straight into Landon Dickerson's tush. So wrong pushing of the tush there. But that's going to send Braden Mann to pump this away, and that wastes the momentum of this drive. Mann's going to give boot. And it's fielded right at about the 12, and it's immediately hit by Kelly Ringwell. So that is where the Lions will start. So huge shout out to special teams right now. Special teams is pinning the Lions deep on these punts. 1st and 10 for the Lions to throw on 11 when we come back with 5:36 left to play in the first quarter. And hopefully, the Eagles defense is able to continue its stellar performance right now because offense, again, still running into a lot of struggles. Braden Mann has been averaging 44 yards per punt on this game, so he's punted the ball twice for 80 yards. That was a 4-play, 22-yard drive, took 2 minutes and 43 seconds, and again, ended with a very questionable, why are we not running the push on this play on 3rd and 1, and ultimately led to a punt. No part of that makes sense. Jalen Hurts right now 3 for 7 for 21 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. Saquon Barkley 4 carries for 15 yards. Tank Bixby had a carry for 5 yards, and Jalen Hurts has a carry for 1 yard. A.J. Brown 2 catches on 4 targets for 14 yards. Dallas Goedert is 1 catch on 2 targets for 7 yards. Devon Smith is the only other receiver who's been targeted, no catches on the day. Again, the bigger focus has been the bigger star of the show has been the defense, which has already forced an interception as we come back from the commercial. Jared Goff lines up under center. Goff takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to go outside, gets up to the 21-yard line, gets hit there, and that is Williams there, Jameson Williams. Pushed out of bounds by Drew Makuba. It's a 9-yard pickup, brings up second and 1. 5:10 left to play in the first quarter. Goff lines up under center, back in the backfield. Goff takes the snap, hands it off to Montgomery, and Montgomery's going to break through, gets the first down, gets up to about the 27. It's going to bring a first and 10 for the Lions. And we're inside of 5 minutes left to play in this game. Not good right now. It's Lane Johnson walking off into the locker room. That may be why the Eagles decided to not run the push there. So we got up under center. We got Montgomery in the backfield. And a motion to the far side. Goff takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's back, looking, throws, and that's going to be caught by Montgomery. Montgomery's going to have a first down, so it gets up to about the 37-yard line. It's pushed out of bounds by Cooper DeJean. That is a 10-yard pickup. Let's bring up first and 10 for the Lions at their own 37. Johnson missed a good chunk of the game last week against the Packers. So we have Goff in the gun. We have back to his right. Goff takes a snap, back, looking. He throws across the middle, and that is going to be caught by Jamison Williams into Eagles territory across the 45 to about the 42. That is going to bring up a Lions first down. They will say he was down at 44. So first and 10 at the 44. James Williams brought down by Adoree Jackson, but that is going to put them into Eagles territory with 3:40. 3:14, 13, 3:12 in the first quarter. Goff is in the gun. We've got 3 backs. Goff takes a snap, fakes it off, and he's going to keep it himself. And it's actually a direct snap. I apologize to Montgomery. So Montgomery gets about a yard on that. So credit him for 2. That's more Ojomo on the stop. We are approaching 2.5 minutes left to play in this first quarter of this game. We got Montgomery to his right. Man in motion. Goff takes the snap. Back, looking. Pressure's coming. Goff is going to get flushed out of the pocket. Throws, and it is incomplete. It was looking for right. That is going to bring up a third situation. It was really more at the ground, but right was there. So you have 3rd and 8 with 2:19 left to play in the first quarter of this game. We got Goff in the gun, back to his right. Goff takes hands to Montgomery. Montgomery's going to pick 2 yards, and that is where the Lions are going to have their drive kind of stall out here. They aren't on territory, though, so I would not be surprised if they go for it here. But it looks like we do have an injury on the play here. It looks like it's going to be Ratledge, who's a little shaken up right now. Down there dealing with, looks, got his hand on his knee. He's got one leg bent in. Tate Ratledge, their offensive lineman, and now we're going to come to a commercial. We'll figure that out. 1:56 left to play in the first quarter of this game. Lions are behind 3-0. And it's going to be 4th and 6 at the Eagles 40 when the Lions come back. So far for the Lions, this drive has 7 plays, 48 yards, and it's taken 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the clock. So this is already their best drive of the game so far. obviously, Lane Johnson going into the locker room is not good. We're looking for an update on him as well to see if we can learn anything more about that. The good news is Johnson was walking into the locker room under his own power. So that's always the good news. So the Lions are going to keep their offense out on the field for this 4th and 6. Again, it's a tough night to be kicking some long field goals in this one. Pretty close to 60. So we got off in the gun. We got back to his left. Again, 4th and 6. Clock is running. We're at 140, 139, 38, 37. Goff makes some changes at the line. Montgomery moves to his right, and the man goes in motion. And now we have a flag play. So it's going to bring up a 11 situation from the Eagles 45. And now they're going to start punting it on because, again, not a good to be kicking long field goals here. So they're going to start hitting the Eagles deep. Got 93 seconds in the first quarter of this game. They're moving to the 45. And the Lions do give the ball the kick. And that's fielded at the 15. Fair caught at the 15. So that's where the Eagles will start. It's a 30-yard punt. 1:19 left to go in the first quarter, and that's where the Eagles are going to take the field. Eagles offense struggling right now. NBC Sports is about NBC's talking about AJ Brown's comments where I'm not addressing them even at all. Beyond like general frustration that the offense doesn't seem to be clicking for whatever reason. So we have Hurts under center. Back in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Saquon. He's going to cut to the outside and is going to get up to about the 20-yard line. So that is to bring up second down about 5. Aiden Hutchinson and Brian Branch were on the stops for the Lions. We are inside of a minute left. So again, I'm not sure what's going on with this Philadelphia Eagles team with the offense here, but it doesn't seem to be. It's not clicking. Hurts under center. Barkley backfield. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley, who's going to get dropped on the line of scrimmage. It's going to lose 4. They will credit him for a loss of 3. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Eagles from their own 17-yard line. And that was for the Lions. That was Jack Campbell on the stop. So the Eagles will probably just let this run down to the end of the first quarter here. And that is exactly what is happening. So we are 15 minutes of the way through this game. The Eagles are up by a field goal. It is the Eagles 3, the Lions nothing. Still looking for info on Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is questionable to return with a foot injury. That is the update. So Fred Johnson is in the right tackle for Lane Johnson, just like last week. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts through 15 minutes of play has not been looking good. 3 for 7, 21 yards. The receiving game has been very, very off. Um, and that, I think, becomes the problem because when you're receiving, when one phase of your game isn't clicking, then they don't have to game plan as much for that phase of the game, right? So they don't have to game plan for that phase of the game, and you don't have to worry about whether or not, whether or not the Eagles are going to throw the ball to AJ Brown or Dallas Goedert or what have these drops. Who cares? Or something's going on and you're able to flush guys out of the pocket, or be able to force Jalen Hurts to make a bad decision and just throw the ball away. I mean, we have all those challenges, so. I think they're showing the mint, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, which had the ceremonial printing of the penny earlier this week. Okay, so it's 3rd and 8. Ball is on the Eagles' 17-yard line. We got Jalen Hurts in the run back to his left. Devontae Smith's in motion to the side. Hurts takes a snap. He's back, looking, throwing, and it is going to be. Was that a catch or was that? Nope, that was incomplete. No, not even close. Jalen Hurts threw at Devontae Smith. It looked like he was throwing at his feet. Couldn't bring it in, obviously, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and a punt. So the worst position of the day for the Philadelphia Eagles ends with a punt, and we'll see how Brandon Mann is able to handle this. 14:54 left to play in the first half. Mann back to offensive away, waiting for a snap from Cal Adamitis. And he gives us the boot, and it's going to be caught out of bounds. Depending on where they spot it going out of bounds, it's probably going to be like well on the other side of the 40. They're actually going to say it was caught at 39. Okay, I was mistaken there. That's where the Lions will take over. So the Lions will start with their own best field position today. .47 left to play in the first half, and the Lions are lining up at their own 39. Goff is under center, man in motion to the far side. Goff takes a snap, hands it off, and that's going to be an easy 5 or 6 yard pickup there for Jahmyr Gibbs. Bring up 2nd and 4 for the Lions to get to their own 45. Jahmyr Gibbs already on the day. 2 carries for 8 yards. Goff is in the Gibbs to his right. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to cut the middle and about 2 or 3 on that. factors indicating that there's actually going to be for no gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th-and-1 situation for the Lions at their own 48, but the Lions going to keep their offense out on the field. It's going to be 4th-and-1. Under center, back to the field, takes a snap, takes it off, and that's going to be Gibbs, and this is going to absolutely depend on the spot. This is going to absolutely depend on where they spot this football. It looked like Gibbs got right up to the unofficial yellow marker. They are going to spot it short, and it is Eagles' ball off of a turnover on downs. So the Eagles will have the ball in Lions territory at the Lions' 48-yard line. 13:02 left to play in the first half. Eagles still up 3-0. The Lions will have this whole commercial break to take a look at the replays and see if they want to challenge that. On the field, though, he was stopped short, so there's going to have to be clear and obvious evidence that he did pick up the needed yardage. Through the one replay that they showed right before they cut the commercial, I'm not sure that they have enough there. We're still in commercial break right now, folks, so appreciate you hanging out. Let me hear your thoughts about this game. Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Showcasing some high school football games. They had the South College High School football game on Friday night, and see showing the game as they played in the Tech Charter. 13:02 left in the first half. Philadelphia Eagles are about to take the field. It is first and 10 for the Eagles from the Lions' 48-yard line. We'll see if we can get anything going here. Hurts under center. Saquon deep in the backfield. Devontae Smith is wide out to the far side. Hurts takes a snap. Fakes the back looking, throwing deep. He's got Barkley, but he's double covered and way overthrows Barkley. Way overthrown by like the full end zone overthrow. Trying to do some kind of shot in the arm kind of play. Looks like he just was unable to connect with Devontae. Again, that was just a deep shot. So 2nd and 10, Hurts is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Hurts takes that back, looking, throwing, and he is going to way underthrow Dallas Goedert. Lucky that Brian Branch was not turned around, otherwise that is an interception. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. And this, again, not looking good for this Eagles passes, 3 drops. 3 passes, 2 drops. I'm sorry. 3 passes, 2 drops, 1 very bad throw. And here comes Brady Manuel to pump this away. And that's going to get fielded right over the 21-yard line. And that would be Khalif Raymond. We do have another flag on the play. We're going to obviously check on that. Looking for Alex Kemp once again. And it's going to be face mask against the Eagles. That's the initial signal. They're going to get Jeremiah Trotter Jr. for the face mask. That was the last detail we were waiting on there. That will substantially improve the Lions' position. That ball was fielded right around the 21-yard line. It was fair call, actually, the 20. But that's going to give the Lions 15 free yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 35. So, not a good night right now for Jeremiah Trotter Jr., unfortunately. The only thing looking good for the Eagles right now is the defense. Goff in the gun, back to his right. Goff takes the snap, hands it off to Montgomery. Montgomery is going to pick up about 3 or 4 on that. Gets up to the 39-yard line, going to bring up 2nd and 6. We're at 12:22-ish. Be a time sink when we get the clock up here. 12:10, 12:09, 08, 7, 06, 05, 04, 12:03 left in the first half. Goff in the gun, back to his left. Goff takes a snap, throw over to number 89. That would be right, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and that is going to bring up a 3rd and 2 situation. That was that one there on the stop. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 2. Eleven and a half minutes to play in the first half of this game. Goff is in the gun, back to his left. Goff snap back, looking, has some time. He's throwing across the middle, and that is incomplete. His line for Amon-Ra St. Brown was just off of his hands. So that is going to bring up a 4th and 2 situation, and that will most likely send the Lions punting unit onto the field. Obviously, you'll have to make sure that the Lions actually pump this ball, because 4th and 2, the way this game is going, the Lions very well could. Oh, no, they're going to run a fake. Like I said, they're going to run a fake. And that is going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And it is going to be the Eagles' ball. It's a direct snap to one of the backs. And that went nowhere. It's a direct snap to Stewart. It was lined up a little bit off the center. And Stewart got up to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. So Grant Stewart there, nothing there, and gives the Eagles the ball back 1st and 10 at the Detroit 43 with 11:16 left to play in the first half of this game. Yeah, so as bad as Jalen Hurts has been looking, the Lions have not been looking all that much better. Jared Goff is 5 for 9 for 45 yards, no touchdowns. Obviously, the Lions are scoreless and one pick. Take a look at the Lions in the run game. Montgomery is leading runner, 4 carries for 14 yards. Jason Williams has a carry for 9 yards, and Junior Gibbs has 5 carries for 8 yards. So that's something to be good. Again, good for the defense there, right? This is another defensive slog. The Lions are 0 for 4 on third downs so far this game. The Eagles are 1 for 6 on third downs. The Eagles have not had to take a fourth down, mostly because they haven't been in good enough positions for the most part. The Lions are 0 for 2 and going for it on fourth down. So that's where we're at right now. 11:16 left to play in the first half of this game here. Hurts is in the gun. It's a pistol formation. Hurts takes a snap, hands off to Barkley. Barkley goes up the middle, gets inside the 30, gets down to about the 35. That's a good, solid 8-yard pickup. Brings up a second short situation. Second down and short. It's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Eagles, specifically when they credit them at the 35. So 2nd and 2. 10:52, 51, 50 left to play in the first half of this game. Got Hurts in the gun. Barkley was left. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands off to Barkley, and Barkley picks up the first down. There we go. There's the Eagles' second third down conversion of this. Actually, not even third down conversion. That would be, however, this team's third first down so far this game. Saquon got up to the 32-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup. Brought down easy, but it is enough for an Eagles first down as we approach the 10-minute mark. Just in the gun, back to his left. Devontae Smith in motion to the near side. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking, throwing across the middle, off the hands of A.J. Brown, and thank God that wasn't intercepted because I believe that was Brian Branch. That the ball got tipped. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with these. Some of the throws, admittedly, are bad, but these guys are not. They're off of players' hands. So that's what's frustrating about this passing game right now. So 9:54 left to play in the first half of this game. It's 2nd and 10. Hurts in the gun. Barkley goes right. Devontae Smith in motion. Takes a snap, fakes to Barkley, throws to Brown, does catch that, but it's going to get hit immediately, and it's going to wind up being a loss of 1. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 sticks. Where have we seen this before? Pretty much every drive, it feels like. There's Robertson on the stop. It would be A.J. Brown's 3rd catch of the day on 6 targets. And now we've got done with an empty backfield. Hurts takes the snap, he's back, and he's going to run. He's going to get inside the 30, down to about the 20, down to the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. So it was a good pickup there. It was a 17-yard run, gets up to the 16. And I guess that was a design run there. I was thinking it was going to be a design run. I didn't want to say it out loud because I felt like if I said it out loud. And that's actually, yeah, Jalen's going to get marked down. They're going to actually have to take a look at this. Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, they're going to walk that back. They did a little expedited review. It's still first down for Jalen, but it's a 12-yard pickup instead of 17. So We got 8:24, 3:22 left to play in the first half of this game. Hurts is in the gun, is left. Hurts takes the snap, hands off to Barkley, who's going to kind of get up to, if you did get inside the 20, probably down to about the 18 or 17, depending on where they spot it. It was going to be second and 7, because they will spot it at the 18. We're inside of 8 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. In the red zone for just the second time this game. Hurts is in the gun. Moves. Smith in motion. He's got backs. Hurts takes the snap. He's back looking, throws to Saquon. It's one of those stupid little behind the line of scrimmage plays, and it's going to cost the Eagles a boat of yards. Brings up 3rd and 15. Ball is on the line's 26, where Saquon got dropped. Cost the Eagles 8. And again, I have no idea what that play call decision was there. It's one of those stupid little check down plays that has never worked in the history of the Eagles franchise. So why are we calling it? Hurts is in the gun, back to looks to be Will Shipp. Takes a snap back, looking, he's throwing, is going to be caught by A.J. Brown down inside the 20, down about the 16, but that is going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Because the Eagles are playing with 2 sticks. That was 10-yard pickup, which would have been enough for first down. The Eagles are going to leave the offense out on the field. They could just be trying to draw the lines off sides. If that's the case, then that would be first down. We'll see what they wind up doing here, though. 4th and 5. Hurts is in the gun, back to his left. A.J. Brown is wide ass to the near side. Devontae's in the slot to the near side. Dallas Goedert goes in motion. Yeah, they're winding the play clock down, and now we've got a timeout call. The Eagles will take their first charge timeout of the half, so they have 2 remaining. Bradley Cooper is in the house, as well as Mike Trout. Pink is here. Pink is from Doylestown, so Pink is present. Pete Davidson, noted Eagles fan. .606 left to play in the first half of this game. And Jake Elliott is on to attempt a 34-yard field goal. Very windy today, so I don't think they're going to be doing a lot of long ones. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 6:02 left to play in the first half of this game. The Philadelphia Eagles do extend the lead. It is now the Philadelphia Eagles 6, the Detroit Lions 0. It was a 9-play, 21-yard drive, 5 minutes and 14 seconds, and the Eagles got a field goal to show for it. Mostly because they called up one of those stupid little check down plays that never works. The Eagles were doing pretty well there on that drive. I mean, I don't have drive specific stats here for you on that, but getting down to the 16, that was the most productive drive in terms of yardage they've had all game. It is A.J. Brown is 4 catches on 6 targets. Saquon Barkley carried 23 yards. We were getting on the ball there, and we were utilizing him in the run Eagles 8 yards on it. And those kind of things where like the Eagles are putting themselves in a position where they have to play behind the post. That's never going to work for anybody. So that's the kind of stuff that frustrates me to no end. Two left to play in the first half of this game. So it's so windy, so they have to bring man out there to hold the ball. Jake Elliott kicks this away. That's going to get fielded by. It's right up to the 10, the 15, up to the 20, up to the 25, and that's where Raymond gets stopped right around the 26-yard line. That's where the Lions will take over. It is 1st and 10 for them. Here we go. 1st and 10. Long lines, 26. Goff on center. Takes a snap. Takes the handoff across the middle. It was tipped up the line and incomplete for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Stops the clock with 5:53. That was Jordan Davis there on the tip, who was also responsible for tipping the ball earlier in the game that resulted in the interception by Cooper DeJean. Bring up 2nd and 10. Goff under center, back in the field. Goff takes the snap, back, fakes it off. He's looking, throwing across the middle. That is Amon-Ra St. Brown over the 50, 45, 40 into Eagles territory, and that is where the Lions will take over. That's probably the longest play for either team in this game, and that was a 34-yard pickup, pushed out of bounds by Drew Makuba, and that is going to be a Lions first down. Going to be 1st and 10. Goff under center, back, deep in the backfield. Goff takes a snap, takes the handoff back, looking, throwing across the middle. That is caught, and that's going to be down inside the 10 to the 5 touchdown. That's Jameson Williams. So the Lions in 3 plays even this game up and put themselves pending extra point with the games evened up. Capitalizing on the fact that the Eagles offense is unable to click. 3 plays. Quite a bit of distance there. We do have a flag though. Okay, they're going to get, they are going to get, that's Jameson Williams. They'll get him for unsportsmanlike conduct. Because what happened was Williams jumped onto the flat, or the post at the end of his run as part of the celebration, which is going to be enforced between downs. So that's going to actually march the Lions back to the 30 to try to kick this point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is way wide right. So the best decision so far this game been forcing the Lions to kick a point after touchdown that far away. Jake Bates tried to kick that one. He was trying to use the wind in his favor, but that one just kind of like got shanked wide right. So it is a tie game, 6-all. That was a three-play, 74-yard drive, took 57 seconds. This is going to give the Eagles the ball back, but the way that the Eagles offense has been playing, I'm expecting it for it out here, and the Lions are going to get the ball back and another opportunity to score. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. We got 5:05 left to play in the first half of this game. And the ball has blown off the Bates, so they're going to try to reset it. And now they're going to send the holder out. So. And Bates is going to take that away, and it's going to get fielded right at about the 14. Gets right off to the 20, so to the 30, up to the 35-yard line, up to about the 36 actually, and now it is pushing and shoving after the fact, and hopefully that scuffle devolves into nothing. So the Eagles will have the ball in 10 at their own 36-yard line, and we'll see if anything can happen. We got 5 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. Jalen Hurts lines up in the gun. He's got an empty backfield. AJ Brown right out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap back, looking, throwing, and that is going to be caught by AJ Brown. It's going to be about a yard by the first down marker. He was stopped by Robertson there, but that is a 9-yard pickup. One for the Eagles. And this is a situation where they only need a yard. They only need to get to their own 46. You don't need to think too crazy here. Hurts is in the gun. We've got Barkley to his left. Hurts takes the snap, fakes to Barkley. Back, looking, throwing, caught by, who was that? That would be Granson. That is enough for a first down, though. Picks up about 4 or 5 there. They will credit him for 4. So that is going to be a 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 49-yard line. They're coming up on 4 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. Pistol formation for the Eagles. They're in the gun. Barkley behind him. Hurts takes a snap. Hands off to Barkley. Barkley's going to go up the middle. Gets into the Lions' territory. Gets up to about the 46. They're going to mark him down. It's going to wrap 2nd and 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jack Campbell was credited for the stop for the Lions. Second and 5. Hurts in the gun. Barkley to his left. 3 receivers right. Hurts takes a snap. He's back, looking, throwing, and that is caught by a wide open Jahan Dotson. And that is going to be an Eagles first down. Out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So that is a 9-yard pickup. We got 310, 309, 308, 307, 306, 305. Play in the first half of this game. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his left. Hurts takes a snap and fumbles the ball to hand off to Barkley. Barkley does fall on it, but that's going to be 2nd down and a loss of about a bunch. They're actually going to say that was recovered at the 40, so that's where the Eagles had the ball. So no Kind of weird there. All right, second and 13 for the Eagles. Ball's on the Lions 40. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Bigsby, cut up to the near side, gets up to the first down marker, gets down inside the 25, down to the 20-yard line. A little bit shy of that, actually, to the 23. That will bring us to the 2-minute warning here. So we are 5, 4, 3, 2. We have hit the 2-minute warning. Philadelphia Eagles are deep in Lions territory, but it is all tied up at the moment. It is 6-all with 2 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. Big run there by Tank Bigsby. That was just his second carry of the day, and he's got 22 yards. But that 17-yard run was critical there for him, for this Philadelphia Eagles team. We're in the 2-minute commercial break right now. Again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Definitely let me know your thoughts about this game as well. Really, again, really helps. Alrighty. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is pulling back to about 500 in the passing game. He's a little bit less than that right now. 8 for 17 in the passing game for 52 yards. Obviously, no touchdowns for the Eagles so far this game, but no picks. Meanwhile, Jared Goff is 7 for 12 for 119 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. All right, we're back from the commercial. Ball is on the Eagles' 23-yard line. I'm sorry, the Lions' 23-yard line. Hurts is done back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby's going to get inside the 20. Go about the 16 before it's hit, and that is where they're going to mark forward progress stop. That is going to bring up a 3 situation for the Eagles at the Lions' 16-yard line. Saquon Barkley is going to come back in for Tank Bigsby. About 136, 135, 134, 133 left to play in the first half of the game. Lions will get the ball to start the second half. So second and 3. Hurts lines up under center. Barkley deep in the backfield. Hurts takes the snap, fakes to Barkley, back looking, throwing across the middle, caught by A.J. Brown down to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be a first and goal for Philadelphia Eagles at the Lions' 5-yard line with 1:04 left to play in the first half of this game. We're showing replays right now, so the Eagles don't seem to be in a hurry, which I believe 45 seconds left to play in the first half of this game here. We got Hurts in the gun. We got Barkley to his right. We go pull back in. Hurts takes a snap, hands off to Barkley. Barkley goes up the middle. It's up to the 1-yard line, and we'll see where they are saying it is a touchdown touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're checking the replay to see if he was down before he got there, but yeah, he may be just a hairpin of a thing short. So they are doing a review of this. All replays inside 2 minutes come from the booth. They're taking a look at this. I think this is going to be just a hairpin short. I think it's going to be first. It's going to be second and goal at like the 1/2 yard line. Yeah, his chin is down. They're sending this to commercial. I don't know why they're sending this to commercial. I think this is coming back. Yo, Dan, always great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Been a little since I've been able to do a live stream here, but appreciate you hanging in there. How have you been, Dan? Clock off with 35 seconds left, and yeah, this is coming back. Audio coming up. Sorry. Hang on. I don't know what to do here in that. All right, so that does force. Okay, revolution of time. Jalen Hurts in touch. No question about it that time. Alrighty. Is this any better, Dan? Feel free to shout that out. 16 seconds left to play in the first half. Jake Elliott on for the extra point snap. Hold kick is up, and it is good. Seconds left to play in the first half of this game. The Philadelphia Eagles do go up a touchdown. It is the Eagles 13, the Lions 6. Sorry, I don't know what to do here on that. I just checked it. It's coming through on my end, so I don't know if it's the feed or what. picking up a lot of feedback too. I haven't been thrilled with Streamlabs lately either. That could be it. Regardless, 16 seconds left to play in the first half of this game. Goff's just going to take a knee, and that's going to send us to halftime. No, Dan, I just checked the YouTube feed. It's not you. I don't know what it is. I think it's Streamlabs. I think Streamlabs doesn't like me. I think that's what it is. I've been lately, and it's been choppy. So you pointing out that it's choppy, like it's been choppy before when I use Streamlabs because I used to use Streamlabs to record like the podcasts that I do when it's just me talking and like the post games, and now it's not. Like earlier this season, I discovered like it was coming through choppy, so I'm not doing that. But I wasn't aware it was a problem for the live streams. Um, Honestly, I'm thinking about switching to OBS. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm kind of there. I'm thinking about switching to OBS because yeah, also because Streamlabs doesn't work anymore with my Stream Deck that I have since they didn't update it over the summer. So yeah, I think I'm going to be using that. That's probably something I'm going to be playing around with is using OBS. I'm trying not to use like StreamYard because I've heard bad feedback about that like this. So sorry, I don't know. It's only a problem when with it. It's only with Streamlabs because I have the exact same setup when I record natively to the computer. I don't have this problem. All right, and yeah, hopefully, I mean, I've been doing Streamlabs for like since I've been doing this, so I don't know what happened lately with it. But yeah, OB be the move. Especially because I'm hopeful to get more of these as we move into the back half of the season. Um, my pain in the butt is I don't like the 1 o'clock games because I can't stream when the Eagles are in the 1 o'clock slot. Either I'm working or I have an obligation that keeps me away from my streaming setup until like 1:30. So I hate the 1 o'clock slot. That's an absolute pain in the butt. I don't like it. All right. In the meantime, for the stats board, we can talk about the atrocity that is the Eagles' offense right now. 13-6. 13-6, not great. Um, but we do have Eagles had, obviously, so that's always good. The Eagles had a touchdown and 2 field goals. That's how they got to 13. The Lions had 1 touchdown, and then they shanked the extra point, so that's why they're at 6. Um, the Eagles won the time of possession battle, which is actually battling. Given the score, the Eagles had 18 minutes and 51 seconds of time of possession in the first half. Obviously, there's 3 minutes to go in that, and the Eagles can't let their foot off the gas in that regard. But um, so the Eagles actually are, collectively not doing quite as good in terms of total net offensive yards. 138 to 144 is the stat line there. The Eagles are doing eminently better in the run game than the Lions have been, and I think, again, that's a big testament to the Eagles' defense more so than anything that the Eagles can do offensively in the run game. 75 yards to the Lions 30. The passing game, that 75-yard drive that the Lions put together, that resulted, or the 74-yard drive that resulted in points, their first points of the game, that was probably the big thing for them. 14, all of those were through the air, so 114 passing yards to 63 for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's offensively how those guys have been doing. The biggest differentiator right now, obviously, is the interception that the Eagles had. Um, the interception that Jared got through. So that's obviously there. And then really, there's been a lot of situations where the Eagles have been getting themselves into third and long or second and long or playing behind the sticks, and that's not a good look for them. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, right now, Saquon Barkley 12 carries for 42 yards. Tank Bigsby right now is honestly in terms of the run game is the best performing running back right now, which is a little surprising there. But yeah, Jalen Hurts 9 for 18, so he's at 500 in the passing game. His longest completion though was 12 yards. That's kind of been the story of the passing game here. The passing game really has been a lot of drops, a lot of bad throws by Jalen, a lot of really questionable decisions. Again, this little check down play that never seems to work. Bills have been utilizing that to the very much expected ill success in that regard. AJ Brown, 6 catches, 8 targets, 43 yards. So, AJ Brown is back at the top of the receivers chart, which is always good to hear. For the Lions, again, Jared Goff is doing, in the passing game, he's doing decently well. You've got 7 for 12, setting aside that one interception. Jared Goff also has the only sack of the game as well. That was courtesy of Phillips. Lions have been pretty solid. And again, we can take a look at the drive chart for these two teams. And this was the drive for the Lions, right? This was their drive, their last meaningful drive of the first half, where they went 74 yards in 3 plays. It was 2 passes. It was 2 passes. One to Amon-Ra St. Brown, the other one to Jameson Williams. So again, some big moments there. But it was going to 75 yards on 2 passing plays that made a difference in terms of the total yards. Because other than that, I mean, these two have been offensively struggling. The Lions have been really struggling to get a hold of this Philadelphia Eagles defense, which has been very dominant at the line of scrimmage, as to be expected. And offensively for the Eagles have not been. The Eagles have been more shooting themselves in the foot, and that's not something that I'm happy about right now. So. As always, I mean, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. We're still in the halftime break right now, so. All right, we're coming back from the break. Jake Elliott kicking this away, and that is going to get fielded in the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions will get the ball to start at their own 35. Jared lines up in the gun, back to his left. Goff takes a snap, back looking, and that's going to be caught by Gibbs. That's a first down. Gets across the 50, down to 35. Going to get pushed out of bounds at 48 by Cooper DeJean, but that's still 7 territory, first and 10, with 14 and a half left to go in the first half of this, or in the third quarter of this game. So Goff under center, back in the backfield. Goff takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. He's going to throw. That's going to be caught by Gibbs again. It's going to get down inside the 40, down to about the 8-yard line. That's another first down for the Lions. They will come up to the 37. Lane Johnson has officially been ruled out for the rest of the game. So big loss for the Eagles there. So Goff in the gun, back to his right. Goff making some changes at the line. Play clock is 4. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to get off the line of scrimmage, maybe they will credit for a yard, and they will credit Jordan Davis with the stop. That brings up 2nd and 9 for the Eagles, for the Lions at the Eagles 36. And there we go, Jordan Davis. Him up, thrown down. So Goff in the gun, back to his left. Amon-Ra St. Brown in motion. Another in motion. Goff takes a snap back, looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to be pushed out of bounds. Right there, pushed out of bounds by Cooper DeJean. Bringing up a 3rd down and about 5. That was Brock Wright got up to the 32. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Lions. 40 to play in the third quarter. Goff in the gun. Split receivers around him. Goff sends a man motion, takes a snap, back, looking, pressure coming. He's going to throw, and that is going to be incomplete. It was just out of reach of Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to credit Nakobe Dean with a quarterback hit on that. So it's going to bring a 4th and 5 from the Eagles 32, and that will probably send the field goal unit on. Oh no, they're going to leave the offense out on the field. Goff's in the gun, back to his right. That would be Montgomery to his right. Goff's making some changes at the line. Goff gets the snap. He's back, looking, throwing across the middle, and that is incomplete. Looking for Jameson Williams, but that is another turnover on downs for the Lions. So the Lions get some early going on their first drive coming out of the half, but are unable to capitalize on it. And now it's going to be Philadelphia Eagles ball at their own 32 with 12:15 left to play in the third quarter. And the Eagles capitalize on the end of first half success that they had. We shall see. So that was a 6-play, 33-yard drive, took 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but had nothing to show for it for the Lions. Lions are now 0 for 3 on fourth down conversions. And they're 0 for 5 on third downs. So the Eagles' defense having some good success so far in this game on those third and fourth down situations when people get the Lions into that. The Lions do have 8 first downs, though, but those have come obviously on earlier downs. Kind of hanging out here waiting for them to come back from commercials. So. All right. Here we go. First in the gun. It's first and 12:15 left in the third quarter. Barkley's to his left. Hurts sends a couple of Hurts takes a snap. Off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up a good chunk there. Gets across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up second and 6 for the Eagles after the 4-yard pickup. So we got Hurts now in the gun. Barkley to his left. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to go up in the middle. Gets up to about the 39, across the 40, up to the 40. That would all go down 2 yards in contact there. But it is going to bring up a 3rd and 1 situation. And maybe the Eagles call it push on. I don't know. We'll see. But it is going to be 3rd and 1 after they get to the 41-yard line. Jalen Hurts lines up. Yeah, they're called to push here. Up, and the Lions jumped. The Lions jumped. The Lions jumped. Oh no, they're going to get this on the Eagles. You get Tyler Steen for a false start. Yeah, idiot. Tyler Steen's reaching across the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you're an idiot. I don't know what you're whining about, Tyler. Seriously, dude. That's on you. That is absolutely 100% on you. You can't do that. You can't do that. At all. Nick Sirianni's yelling. That yell better be a Tyler Steen 5. Hurts in the gun back to the second snap. Looking, has some time running out. Throws down the sideline. Looking for number 83, and that is an incomplete pass. That was Kyle Granson. Campbell was there on the coverage. No flags called. It's going to be 4th and 5. All because Tyler Steen couldn't keep his hands to himself. Bonehead. Eagles lining up a punt. They could be trying to get him to jump off sides here. Nope. It's going to be delayed game. Right. 4th and 10. Now Brandon gets this way. And that is going to get fielded at the 28-yard line. 10:30 left to play in the third quarter of this game. The Eagles have 3-and-out. So the Lions will pick it up at their own 20. We come back here. All right, we are back from the commercial. Goff lines up under center. Back deep in the backfield, that would be Montgomery. First and 10, 10:30 left to play in the third quarter. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Montgomery. Montgomery is going to pick up a good chunk there, gets up to about the 33 or 34. So Goff in the gun takes a snap, dumps it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to get across midfield, gets down to the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25. Why are we not tackling him? Finally, we get them down around the 24. I mean, good heads up, like running back play by Gibbs, but like seriously, guys. Goff in the gun, back to his right. Snap, hands off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up two. So Goff's in the gun. It's going to bring up second and 8. Inside of 8.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs going to get down inside the 20. So down to about the 18-yard line. Goff takes a snap, hands it off for quick Williams. Down inside, first pitch, down to the 6 is about second and goal. All right, second and goal. Ball's at the 6. Goff is in the gun. We got it back to his right. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to go up the middle and is going to get hit right as he crosses the 5-yard line. Maybe gets up to the 4 there. They will credit him up to the 4. It's going to bring up third and goal. Lions once again knocking on the door, scoring here. Reed Blankenship credited with the stop. Third and goal, approaching the 6-minute mark of the third quarter here. Goff in the gun, back to his right. Goff takes a snap, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere. That's going to bring up fourth and goal. So we'll see if the Lions send out the field unit here. They may try to go for it here on fourth down. They may try to cause the Eagles to jump off sides. Yeah, the offense out on the field. Goff in the gun. We got it back to his left. Play clock is winding down. Goff takes a snap. He's back. Pressure's coming. Goff throws across the middle. It is incomplete. He was looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dory Jackson on the coverage. Jalen Phillips is also going to get credited with a QB hit. But that is going to be first and 10 for the Eagles. Another turnover on downs for the Lions. The ball is going to be at the Eagles 3, though. So the Eagles have a very long field. Yeah, Jalen Phillips got a quarterback on that, so I think that caused the ball to go a little off target there. The Eagles may get this. It's going to be 5:10 left to play in the third quarter. Eagles are playing in the shadow of their own end zone. They got to get out of there quickly, and I'm not sure that they have it in them right now. All right, here we are back from commercial break. 1st and 10 on the Eagles 4. Hurts lines up in the gun in his own end zone. Barkley to his left. Hurts takes a snap back, looking, throwing, and looking for A.J. Brown, and it's off his hand, incomplete. Yasin was there on the coverage. 2nd down and 10. So 5 left to play in the third quarter. 2nd and 10, balls on the Eagles 4. Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his left. Hurts is in his own end zone. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is rolling to his right. Hurts throws, and that is caught by Jahan Dotson right around the 38 or 39-yard line, and we have a flag coming here. We're going to check on this flag. I think that might be a blindside block. Or hit the defenseless receiver. Either way, it's going to give the Eagles 15 yards. So that was cleaner than anything right now. That would be Brian Branch that was on the stop there. Let's see if he gets dinged. It is going to be on Branch for unnecessary roughness. So that is going to tack 15 yards onto the play here. Not looking good right now. There is a Lions player. Looks like that's down. I believe those are Lions trainers. They're standing beside him. So, yeah, Robertson who's down. Hopefully, okay. Actually, no, that is Branch that was injured on the play. So, again, hopefully he's okay. Brian Branch has been a really strong contributor for the Detroit Lions. Avonte Maddox is in now. Former Eagle Avonte Maddox. Jalen Hurts lines up under center, Barkley deep in the backfield. Ball is on the Lions 47 penalty. Hurts takes the snap, comes it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up a good about 8 yards on that. They're actually going to say he stepped out of bounds at 41, which is a pickup. So 14, 18, 17, 16, 15 left to play in the third quarter of this game. Hurts under center, takes a snap back, looking, pressure. Hurts is sacked. Hurts is going to get sacked bad. That was not a good design there. Loss of 11. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15. So 3rd down, 2 sticks on this. See the coverage. For 56 got beat. Tyler Steve got beat. So Brian Branch has returned to the game. So 3rd and 15, balls on the Hurts is looking confused a little bit when he's making some of these throws. He's overthrowing, throwing at the player's feet. He's showing glimpses, but he's not confused. 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter of this game. Man on the punt this away, and gets it to boot, and it's going to get fielded at the 11, and it's going to get brought up to about the 14-yard line. So, more long field position for the Lions. Honestly, the fact that the Eagles were able to get out of the shadow and drive is an accomplishment in and of itself. 2:57 left to play in the third quarter. Eagles up by a touchdown, 13-6. Five 44-yard drive took 2 minutes and 13 seconds. The Eagles have nothing to show for it, given the Lions' bad field position after the Eagles themselves got bad field position. So it does put A.J. Brown 6 catches on 10 targets for 43 yards after that last target there. Jared Goff been under pressure 6 times, or under pressure quite a bit. He's for 6 when he's under pressure. I would also remind everybody that the Lions so far this game are 1 for 7 on third down and 0 for 4 on fourth downs. So the Eagles have been doing really, really well defensively, getting the Lions offense off the field. Goff under center, takes a snap back, looking, throwing, and that is incomplete. He's looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nothing there. Well covered by Mitchell. Obey over there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lions. 2:52 left to play in the third quarter of this game. Mitchell has been targeted 55 times in coverage. He's allowed 0 touchdowns. Goff in the gun, back to his left. Goff takes a snap, looking, throwing across the middle, and that is was that incomplete, or was that caught by Bruce Blankenship? They're saying that was incomplete. Well, obviously, you see on the replay there. They show a replay of Goff. Drew Maguba got a QB hit on that. So Goff in the gun, back to his left, 3rd and 10, balls on the Lions, 15-yard line. Goff takes a snap, he's back, looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught by Jahmyr Gibbs. Gets up 25, 30, 35, 40, wide. Nobody bring him down 45 up to the 47, 48-yard line. Needs to wrap him up. That Drew Makuba needs to wrap him up. Can't just be doing that little stupid hit. Under center, back behind him. Goff takes the snap. Montgomery out to the outside. Gets in Eagles territory across the 45, down to, and that's where they're actually going to say he stepped out of bounds. So second and 3, ball at the Eagles 45-yard line. So 7-yard pickup, stop by Drew Makuba. About 90 seconds left to play in the third quarter. This game, second and 3, Goff under center, back in the backfield. Montgomery, Goff takes the snap, takes the handoff, back looking, throwing, and that is incomplete. He was looking for number 88, which would be, or 89, that would be Brock Wright. Brings up third and 3. So critical third down for the Eagles here. 22 left to play in the third quarter. Lions are shallow in Eagles territory. It's at the 45. 122. Goff is in the gun, back to his right. Eagles have 3 on the line and edge. Goff takes a snap back, looking, and that's going to add at the line. Incomplete. Going to bring a 4th down. Jalen Carter on the back there. That is going to bring a 4th and 3, and I imagine that the Lions are going to go for it here. Lions are 0 for 4 on 4th down conversions today. Goff is in the gun, back to his left. Goff takes a snap, back, looking, throwing, and that is incomplete. Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And another turnover on downs for the Lions. So the Lions are now 0 for 5 for 4th down conversion attempts. Wind playing a huge factor in the decision making here, in terms of whether or not to go for it, whether or not to kick a field goal, try a long field goal. Turnover on downs for the Lions. The Eagles will have the ball first and 10 at their own 45-yard. Here we go. Hurts in the gun, pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe loses a yard on that. They're going to say Fisher was no gain. Jack Campbell was there on the stop. Brings up second down and 10 for the Eagles. I think it was really more like the loss of a half a yard, but not. It was within around the yard. So second and 10. Play clock is winding down. We've got 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. The Eagles do break the huddle. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the side. Hurts takes a step back, looking, throwing quickly to Saquon, who gets across midfield. Gets up to about the 48-yard line. We have a flag down, so we're obviously going to check on that flag. I don't like how the flag looks here. We have A.J. down right now, so that's also not good. Looks like a chop block that's being called against the Eagles there, so that's. I'm not sure I would have called that. I'm not sure I would have called that. That's a bad call. That's a very bad call. He was pushed to the ground by a defender. That's not a chop block. block. That's not a low block. I'm sorry. It's a very bad call. It's going to bring up second and 18 for the Eagles at their own 37 after the penalty. They're going to let the game clock wind down. So second and 18, they're going to take the break to think about this. 15 minutes of play left in this game. The Eagles are up by a touchdown. It is the Eagles 13, the Lions 6. All right. Yeah, I had to double check that. Yeah, that's not a good look. All right, we're coming back from the commercial break. They're showing the Betsy Ross house. Second and 18. Second and 18. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking. He's going to get flushed out, and he's going to have to take off. Gets across the 40, out to about the 37-yard line. So that is going to bring up third down and 11 for the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's still a third down and 2-6 situation. Third and 11, Hurts is in back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, has some time, running out of time, going to get flushed to his right, throws, and that is going to be caught for the first down by A.J. Brown. It is a catch. It's going to be the 4th and 2. So it's first and, or so it's 4th and 2, and now we get a defensive holding penalty coming in as well, so that is going to impact this. Hang on. So 1st and 10 after the penalty. Hands it off to Saquon. Saquon's going to pick up the first down. We do have another flag down, so we're going to check on that, obviously. This is going to be holding on Jordan Mailata, so that's going to march the Birds back. So it's going to bring up 1st and 19 now for the Eagles following the penalty. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby's going to break past the 40 up to about the 45. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 14 situation, but that's a nice solid 6-yard pickup. Second and 14. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, dumps the ball off to Devontae Smith. It's going to be an 8-yard pickup, brings up 3rd and 6. So Hurts now in the gun. Empty backfield. Hurts takes a snap, and he's going to keep it himself and gets across the 40 for a first down, gets up to about the 37-yard line, 36-yard line.